What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 2 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Man-Eaters Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we had a decent little start fighting the Ostlanders for the Nordlanders, destroying their faction, giving all their stuff to them, and then proceeding southward wherein we encountered in an ambush Mr. Festus. He turned out not to be the bestest, however, as despite being a close battle, we did manage to bring him and his starting army down. Without that giant, without that start of his, he's pretty much screwed, and all of our contracts and bounties are pointing to Brass Keep, which is where we're going to head this very turn. Now, there's probably a few things that we gotta do before we get there. I don't think we need to build anything with this new camp as yet. I do, however, would... Yes, get camping for that meat generation. We do want to keep leveling the actual camp tyrants. Lovely that they actually have their trees now, going to be really useful. We're also going to start recruiting, or continue recruiting, for Mr. Gaunt here. Get him some of these blood vultures, some saber tusks, a little bit more of a beastly army, and we're going to send him probably south towards Khrakk. We're going to need essentially two different armies to cross towards the other Ogre factions, because we want to get to them before they potentially get wiped out. No guarantee that they do, but let's not risk it. Anyway, you are now recruiting, and let's get a few more of these iron fists in here. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, getting a little bit of a, well, it's a little bit expensive, but at the same time, now that the armies within camps are free, they can be as strong as you damn well please, so that'll be just fine. And since this is not SFO, we don't have to worry about the, we don't have to worry about capacity, so they can be really, really strong. Now, we're also going to need to figure out, and you guys feel free to leave some suggestions in the comments below, we're going to need to figure out what kind of different armies we're going to do. Definitely want a Nobbler-centric army, a beast sort of centric army. We got lots of Cav we can play around as. Of course, Golgi has to have regiments of renown, and the various man-eaters, because that's who he powers up. Definitely going to do a big ranged army with those lead belchers. And speaking of lead belchers, these guys were absolute heroes last episode, allowing us to beat Mr. Festus, and there were a bunch of names suggested for them, and this one got the most likes. There we go. So these guys will be the Oregon Gunners. Plenty more names were suggested, and well, we'll have plenty more of the we'll have plenty more of the lead belchers to play around with. For now, though, we're going to besiege Brass Keep. Oh, are we just out of range? We're just out of range. Well, I don't imagine Festus will be back. Alright, so you're going to go right here to our own friendly territory, and I mean, I guess we could build... Okay, fine. Out of Edgig Camp, I was going to build something there, but we'll do this instead. We could have besieged, but we might as well have another free unit in here. And the extra turn isn't going to make any kind of difference. And I believe we're good to go. Yes, yes, you're not raiding, and you're not raiding, so we're good. So we're going to skip, skip, skip. Hero not moved. I believe that's you, Mr. Glorb. Let's put you in Gaunt's army for now. You're going to need the increased mobility because you've got a long way to travel to find the other ogres. Let's hope that Kaigas doesn't run from here, but I think even if he attempts it, he's not going to be able to get much further than we are right now. And frankly, if he generates a bunch of troops, this might actually be a good thing for us. Because it will potentially make him more likely to actually fight us. And it is still Kaigas. He hasn't been replaced by Festus, which is fantastic, because we don't have a thing to kill Festus. And ooh, Khrakk. If only I remembered what your defeat rate was. Is it good or is it bad? Well, either way. For now we're busy. Melee attack and melee defense for Ogre Bulls and Iron Guts, certainly going to come in handy in the early game. We also got a new tech available to us. Might be time to start to leveling up those various, various nobblers, at least potentially. Oh, also for those waiting for, wait, growth and magic item. Let's go for whetstones. On the other hand, I'd like to start using nobblers a little bit sooner. You know what? Let's go for nobblers. They're cheap and effective. Alright, you to Brass Keep. And it's gonna say Pyrrhic victory. Oh, I was expecting like a valiant defeat. Okay, this means that they definitely will not sally out, which means we're gonna just have to jump on in. So, Lichbone Pennant. We're gonna pop you on the man-eaters, allowing them to do a little bit more damage. And I believe that's all we gotta do. Oh, did the camps... Okay, you switched back to raiding. Did it raid again? I don't know, but, well, whatever. We still also have to recruit some... you know what, let's get you more Iron Fist. I'm gonna just use Iron Fist for now, especially for acting as an anvil for the hammer of the Blood Vultures and Saber Tusks. And you can recruit a Nobbler. 2 Nobblers. There you go. A little bit better. A little bit concerned about these guys suddenly attacking and destroying this camp. They don't like us, and they're not at war with anybody.
I make no promises to my ascent.
They want to, well, the Fecondites will be dead next turn. Alright, now I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna hope that camp doesn't die. Away we go. Alrighty, here we go again, the Siege of Brasskeep. Still looking very imperial and not as corrupted as you would think. I feel like they should maybe replace the imperial sort of settlement here with a chaos corrupted one. I don't know. It's rare that Festus actually dies unless the player actually does it, after all. In fact, I'm not entirely sure I've ever seen Festus get killed by the AI. Anyway, once again, we got another siege going in. Last episode siege, I had decided to preserve the ammunition of the lead belchers, but I think this time around we're not going to bother. They don't have the firing angle to fire over the walls, so that the support that they can offer is pretty minimal. Instead, we're going to have them in combination with the scrap launchers and bring the towers down. The scrap launcher may be quite ineffective at it, but the lead belcher is helping out, seems to be working decently well. We made our first breach with Wall Breaker or Stone Shatter or whatever that ability is called. Over here we have the fort wall being worked on by Golgi and our Bruiser, though I have a feeling that they get into each other's way, so it might be a little bit slower. And then we have the gate being worked on here, plus we should have another Wall Breacher, Wall Breaker, Stone Shatter, whatever, available shortly to hopefully enable us to get 4 breaches. We are going to need it. This is the Forces of Chaos after all. This is not the Imperial, so these guys' infantry is going to be a lot stronger as they hold ground, and especially once we get into fighting the Chaos Warriors, Ogre Bulls are very fragile, especially in the early game, and they can't really trade very well with the Chaos Warriors. Especially the halberdiers or great weapons. I don't know whether they have any here, but, well, we should be careful. On the bright side, though, we now have plenty of Ernon's Thunderbolts to smash into the enemy. I don't know why I used smash there, but to bombard the enemy with. And that should help at least get rid of a few of the enemy Chaos Warriors while we force them to blob up. Looks like the enemy has their own monstrous infantry, Chaos Trolls, not to be underestimated. This may be the unarmored variety, but Chaos Trolls are quite useful, especially in the early game and especially in combination with those Chaos Warriors. If you make a quick comparison of a Nobbler unit and a Ogre Bull versus, the 2 units working in concert together versus Chaos Trolls and Chaos Warriors, the Forces of Chaos clearly have the upper hand. Or at least they do for now. In theory, if not in practice. In practice, we've got 3,000 HP left on the gate, 5,000 on the wall, and I'm sure the cooldown is nearly there. And there we go, foolish enemy exalted hero decided to climb that wall, and we use Stonebreaker to bring it down, killing the enemy exalted hero instantly. Golgi can continue working on the wall to enable us to get the other breach, but other ogres can stream on in. It does look like the enemy lord is holding the main breach, leading the leading the Chaos Warriors and Marauders to try to force us to blob up and defend. And probably this is the best place for him anyway, as if Golgi breaks through the other breach, this guy doesn't want to be anywhere near him. I actually really like the Fecundate's dark green sort of color scheme with the sorcerers. Works quite well, doesn't it? What's your name? Oh, right, Kygas. Alright. Thinking of Chaos Sorcerers and our community canon, one of our community canon favorites, Gulator Halfspawn, who did such great things in the Archaon campaign. But anyway, this is the time for Ogres. Looks like Golgi has made his way in now. The breaches are there, 3 in the wall, 1 in the gate, and we are well into the enemy settlement. The 4th of the enemy towers is being shot up by the Organ Gunners, Lead Belchers now. We're being fairly effective at it, while our unit of, or our single scrap launcher has instead begun to fire on the enemy range unit, specifically the javelin wielding. Hey, did they just bring down I think they brought down one of the man-eaters. Damn those javelins. Marauder horsemen with javelins. And, ooh, looks like Golgi manages to take out a enemy troll, so monstrous infantry falling on both hands. We're well into the brawl now. Until we get a few more interesting units in this army, we're just very, very brawl heavy, so no ogre pistols or anything of that nature yet. I haven't quite decided what the final form of this army is going to look like. Screen lights up as the Ruinous Thunderbolt comes down just as we pan away. But anyway, what the final form of this army is going to look like in addition to the to all the man-eaters. I may pop a few Lead Belchers in here, or keep a few Lead Belchers with the unit that's been so instrumental to our early game victories. And they can work together with the Ogre pistols as the enemy closes the distance, and then of course when they do, the other man-eaters can do their thing. I don't want to go too heavy on the range because I don't want this to be an army that wins battles in range. But just enough to act as support, and for any possible range shootouts or artillery shootouts. Anyway, while Golgi is busy leading the left flank, our Ogre Bruiser, Impenetrable Gut Thrug Fingertaker, is fighting the enemy Lord, who is down below half HP, while our Bruiser is perfectly fine. Having a little bit of a tough time getting through those Chaos Warriors and trying to actually hit the enemy Lord. But that's just the nature of the Ogres. As in, everybody getting in each other's way. Little piles of Nobblers below as well, fighting between all the monstrous infantry. This is why we've been keeping the Nobblers in this army, even though technically we don't need them. Because they can actually fight and not get in each other's way quite as much. At least in the early game. And it's gonna be a little bit more useful for sieges. For field battles, we can at least get around the enemy army, like if we have a bigger pile of melee man-eaters, for example. Flank them, hit them in the back, etc., etc., to minimize units that are in each other's way and not attacking. And this is exactly why we made 4 breaches in this particular battle. And by the looks of the battle is nearly ours. This is like the 5th Duranon's Thunderbolt, which is going to come down, smashing into Chaos Warriors and Trolls alike. Trolls are weak to fire. I don't think that they'd be too happy about getting struck by lightning either, as it would probably cause some burns. And I don't imagine the Trolls would be too fond of electrical burns either. Probably not so good for their troll regen. Golgi makes his way in to help out the Bruiser. It looks like the enemy Lord is still in here, but with a tiny amount of HP and broken as well. Looks like our big boys are more or less ignoring him and just trying to deal with the remnants of the Chaos Warriors and Trolls. Although by the looks of it, we hardly need to do too much more, as the balance power shifts to about an 85% in our favor. The enemy Lord will probably take 1 or 2 more hits. And the battle should be ours shortly. As I figured before we started the battle, once Festus lost his main stack with that giant and his good stuff, his faction was just no longer going to be a threat. Enemy Lord books it on out of there. And Golgi's going to take aim as he watches the enemy Lord run. Or at least he's gonna try to take aim. Looks like he's gonna get staggered by those darn javelins. Come on, take out that gun and gun the enemy lord down. There we go. Gonna give this that slow motion. There we go, and right into the bag. How dare you try to run? And that does indeed execute the enemy lord. Perfect. I really just wanted to see that. And with that, the battle is ours, close to victory. We do continue to take casualties in every battle, but it may actually be a good thing. We need a few more Pyrrhic victories. I want to try to get that, I think it's Bloody trait, you know, the one that where you suffer a lot of casualties, because I think it gives hit points as well, which is always nice on a regenerative big boy lord. Anyway, a lovely little fight, and with that, the Fecondites are destroyed. Alright, there we go, another nice siege, and this time the rewards are quite a bit more than they were before. Plenty of meat, plenty of money, decent bit of XP, up to level 10. Not quite at 12 yet, but getting there as well. That also completes our contract, and 3 bounties at once, which will mean a massive influx of cash, or I guess... Is this with the influx of cash, or is it, or I guess we're about to see. Alright, in terms of damage, the organ gunners were mostly destroying the buildings, and they did so with gusto, taking out all 4 towers. A little bit of help from the Nobbler scrap launcher, as it was annoying the enemy marauder horses, and surprisingly decent damage out of the pigback riders. Considerably more than the regular Nobblers. That's kind of interesting, considering they weren't really fighting large units, at least not that many of them. As usual, I would imagine the man-eaters got the Ogres' share of the kills, and lots of damage on our Butcher of Heavens. Got a lot more mileage out of him than I was expecting to. That Uranon's Thunderbolt spam into those Chaos Warriors is really quite helpful. Or, well, mostly Marauders, but we were targeting the Chaos Warriors in particular to make it easier for the Ogre Bulls. Now, what do we have here? We're not going to give this to Clyde. This was a tier 2 settlement, meaning we could sack and occupy it. I don't know whether we're at max distance. It's a decent bit of value though, because we're going to take it at tier 1 anyway. So there isn't really any need to do anything else, so I think we'll sack it and occupy it. So let's stop, and then... occupy. Lovely. Alright, Hawkland completed whatever. Probably decent bit of cash for that as well. Enemy killed in battle. Chaos Breaker for Golgi. Brawler Guts for... I take it that's the Bruiser. Yeah, the Bruiser, the Brawler, the Guts. And... 2k, the Scroll of Leeching. Okay, our itemization has been really weird in this campaign so far because... Ooh. Got a Gut Maw. More HP replenishment. We could put this on the Bruiser, or we could give Golgi more healing. You know what, we'll give it to Golgi for now, because we're probably going to be putting him into more dangerous situations, but that's double the regen. Nice. Nice, with the regen that he already has. Bogglars of the Mad Marshes. Nobblers. There's that Gut Maw. Earn 5 big names across all 5 characters. Province, the Middle Mountains, and this is gonna sort of be our capital here. We can only build it up to tier 3. Dies resource production 45 ounces, recruitment cost -20, leadership aura +10 for all characters. Well, dies by the looks of it doesn't do too much for us, but we can still build the capacity for at least something here. I don't know yet whether it'll be mages or whatever. And oh, we get research rate out of the fire caves. Ah, damn, that'll probably mean we'll probably want some fire caves. But anyway, prepare this for now. We'll go for the Cinnabar mining pit and we'll leave it here and just don't collect the income. And Feast for the Strong, I guess, for the additional control. It'll be fine. Alright, province secured. Capture and occupy. Oh, that's the bounty completed. Ooh, meat construction cost -10%. Oh, this is beautiful. We're gonna be using this right now. Oh, does this mean we have it for 10 turns instead of 5? Indeed it does. Lovely. And there's the additional meat and treasury, and I take it to the new contracts they're available. Beautiful. We're going to take the Ecstatic Legions one most likely. This will also enable us to teleport to these guys, which will put us up north, which is lovely. It will mean ignoring this. A little bit concerned about the beastmen randomly declaring war on us. They don't like us for whatever reason. And we'll probably want to pack up the Edgig camp after it, you know, gets upgraded a little bit. Speaking of upgrading in camps, alright, so, Golgi. You are going to transfer to the Norden camp, let's say, I don't know, like 1,000 meat-ish? Transfer. Like so. Yes. Alright, Norden camp, we want you to be upgraded to tier 4 immediately. Just start on it. And the main thing that we want out of this is going to be that tier... Ooh, not Belchers and Iron Guts, but we want tier 4 for this. Golgi's man-eaters, man-eaters with iron fists, and man-eaters with great weapons. We probably don't need the regular man-eaters. They're going to be just out-teched or just out... They're just a worse version of Golgi's man-eaters, so we will combine Golgi's with the great weapons and the iron fists, but probably no need for the regular ones. Just also want to check what else we have here. Ooh, we can increase our butcher numbers. Yeah, let's get the feast tent immediately. It's going to take 3 turns, but since we're building stuff anyway. Recruiter's table? Yeah, sure. That sounds orky to me. And loot hoard. You know what, I think we're going to ensure each army has 40 meat. Yeah, sure, we can do that. Probably going to want to transfer more meat. I was hoping to give a little bit to this camp, but I guess we can't really afford to do both at once, at least not right now. Oh man, we need tier 4 to increase the fire belly capacity by 1? That's pretty crazy. Wait, can we increase? I just want to see something. Yeah, so we can increase fire belly capacity by building a tier 3 in a regular settlement, which is another reason, I guess, to get a regular settlement. I suppose if we can confederate Greasus, that'll be the way to do it. Ooh, also, we got some stuff. A recruitment cost, yeah. Keep walking, campaign movement range. I was gonna save stuff for this stuff, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 11, and then 12. Yeah, we can't spend any more points if we want everything here, and we do want everything here, which we will also check out once we're with the needed levels. Oh, got another plus 30 armor. Not bad. This bruiser guy is gonna be pretty tough to take down. We have training. Let's give everybody their points as well. Give it a little bit of missile resistance, physical resistance. Let's do that. And then the Butcher, who was so useful in that particular fight. Now our magic is kind of meh, because we need to go into the stance to channel it. We have been spamming Uranons and Harmonic Convergence. And we just don't have the mana to cast everything else, so we're probably going to be using it more spammily. Oh, a moment. Dinner Bell... probably isn't super necessary. Passive ability regeneration. Replenishment increased. Yes, okay, we're definitely gonna get that. Ooh, I do like the poison attacks though, but anyway. Let's get the spammy spells. And then you stay here. Then you and you. Let's transfer a little bit more. Yeah, losing my voice a little bit. Alright, let us... Another 400. We do have the money after all. And also to Norden Camp. Hey, give us some of our money back, lovely. Alright, then... We don't really need the Gorger and Yeti and Giant building yet. I mean, we will. Not quite yet. This thing gives us additional replenishment. That's another 3%, which isn't anything crazy. By building this, we could get our first fire belly, because we don't have any capacity for them as yet anyway. Oh, but we do have to actually build the... yeah, we do have to start building the bounty pot. Even if we don't intend to use it as yet. Alrighty, I think that's good enough. We still have the camp construction for 10 turns, so we're fine. Let's take the contract. I'm gonna say the Azazel one. We will stay here to... I guess we want to recruit from Northern Camp. Alright, sorry, Gaunt. If Golgi's gonna stay here for a turn, we will use him to recruit. So, we have one more Iron Fist, and I'm gonna say 2 Saber Tusks. I do want to give him a Hunter as well, especially for the movement range increase. It's just that, well, we'll do so later. Guess we could get rid of the Nobblers, but we can also wait until they die, so there's no real need to do it immediately. Camps are all doing their thing. Everybody should be doing something, and you know what? I guess we'll start on you. We'll take this Ogre camp with us, most likely. Probably with the, with Gaunt's army. Whereas the Northern camp can be with Golgi. Some along those lines. I do want to move them away from the Beastmen, but, well, I'm just going to hope that the Empire can actually take care of Khrakk. Alright, Lord not moved, unassigned skill points. You can't move while you're recruiting. Let's take the contract. Decent bit of cash for that. Wow. Huh. I wonder if we could quickly do this. And take out Middenheim. All the little minor Imperial factions will also probably give us eventual contracts with them, which may be a good thing. There's also more money, though it's not much more in the way of... 520. Ooh, you know what? The problem with this, I fear, is that we won't be easily able to get enough client satisfaction to deal with this. Unless destroying Khrakk, but I also don't want to spend time chasing Khrakk around. How many territories does he have? He just has the one, and he's sitting right there. Be able to get him into an ambush. Yeah, well, no, I don't feel like chasing the Beastmen around. It's too annoying. I've gotten into that trap before. Accept contract, Brotherhood of the Bear. Yes.
If the bear's dead.
The mercenaries are disappointed to see no bears of any sort among the Kislevite messengers. The messengers themselves know they could not risk instigating an ogre-bear brawl where the only ones seriously hurt would be themselves. Some, however, are tempted to send a delegation consisting solely of bears next time, for they consider their revered animals at least as strong as an ogre, and definitely smarter. I'm loving these little blurbs. It's a nice touch. Can't wait to see what other contracts have in store. Anyway, let's end the turn. Still got money. And I don't know where that Golgi teleportation to ally thing is. Gonna see if we can't find it. Ooh, I do see a full stack right there. They're probably gonna move in and retake this depending on whether they've already moved or whether they're about to move. I think they just moved now. Bounty issued. Kill Khrakk. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And it's a trickster's helm as well. Oh, no. Alright. Let's try it like this. Bounty issued, that's fine. Cold food, Razor Sack Erengrad. Maybe. Eliminate Morlock, who belongs to, I don't know, somebody. And upkeep reduction for Nobblers and Pigback Riders and equipment cost reduction. Swell. Carry out an assassination. Unlock Brag the Gutsman. Oh! Well, darn, we gotta assassinate somebody. Somewhere, somehow. Alright, this is important. We're gonna give this a read because this is a legendary hero. Brag the Gutsman showed great affinity for lopping off heads from a very young age. Yet it was when he created the death-dealing weapon known as the Great Gut Gouger that he earned true notoriety, wielding the modified hook blade with such prowess that he could slice off a foe's head with a mere flick of his powerful wrists. Champions of every race have fallen before Brag, dismembered by his strange and horrible weapon. He travels from tribe to tribe, seeking such killing opportunities and others who may provide them, so is always welcomed as a powerful bruiser who is useful in a scrap. So, alright. Again, bounties... Who does Morlock belong to? This is not clear. I wonder if it's these guys. Decline bounty. We could just decline these, but I'll think about it. It's gonna bother me. Alright. I would like to go to mercenary contracts. Thurl. Zoom to location. Brotherhood of the Bear. Was there not a way to travel to your ally that you could use once? Did I not read that? I swear I did. I just never... Probably not tunneling stance. What do they say? I assume it's not. Oh. Could also grab the Boggers of the Man Marshes. You know what? Let's do this. Disband you. And we'll grab you. At least for now. We'll probably put them elsewhere, but Golgi does power those guys up. So then, we're going to go into March stance like so. And I just want to see whether Kaz is right here still. He is right there still, but he is moving away. Hmm.
Mercenary man-eater.
Alright, am I crazy? Or was there supposed to be a way to travel? Alright, treaties. There's something clickable. It's not break contract, obviously. Alright, we're gonna try tunneling stance, but I'm pretty sure tunneling stance is just a... Alright. Tunneling stance. Confirm offering. I make an offering, that gives us 1,000 gold. And we'll see about tunneling stance next turn. These guys are probably gonna head away from us. If we can find Kaz, I'll deal with him, but if we can't, we can't. There must be a way. Ah, travel decline. There it is. There it is. Alrighty. And travel can only occur once per contract. Huh. Okay, wait. You have to... Ooh, we can select this. Is this their only settlement? Oh, if this is gonna die next turn, it's not good. Yeah, this is their only settlement. Yeah, you know what? We're not chasing Kaz. It's a bad idea. If these guys die, then... Alright, we can't have everything. Alright, I'm glad I figured that out. Eventually. And we are going to take a little bit of attrition and may get attacked by these guys, but, well, it's the name of the game. You are going to wait until this completes, and then we're going to pack you up and go. You... I guess we probably won't need tunneling stance right now either, but anyway. Let's get Blood Vultures up and running, and then Norden Camp, you're going to have to get ready to pack up as well. We got a few turns, but, well... complete those. And get you a few more. Why can't you use global? Oh, because you went back into raiding. Yeah, fair enough. Let's get you a couple Saber Tusks in this particular army. I'm not sure whether they're going to be needed, but like so. And you can do the same. Not via global, though. And stop raiding, please. Let's do a couple of Nobblers, especially since they're a little bit cheaper now. Alright, the rest, I believe, is good. Skip, 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 and... Oh. Does this reset the... And new bounty will be issued next turn, yes. Okay, I don't know who Morlock is. And we're probably not going to destroy Erengrad. Razor Sack. I could potentially build the Erengrad Harbor, but I imagine it's still going to be a 3-tier thing, so we're just not going to be able to hold on to it. I guess I decline this for now. See if we get anything more useful. Alright, end turn. Let's see if Azazel or the Tsar will decide to go for us here. Like to get a big old fight, and the Sarl are right beside us. Azazel's moving forward. Come on, we're in March stance. You gotta take the opportunity. Nah, looks like they're too afraid of these guys. Alright, bounty issued. Eliminate... You gotta be kidding me. Wait, is this a double up on the same bounty? Wait. Yeah, technology research for the Nobblers. Give me a second here. And, yep, 2 Trickster's Helms for defeating cats. Right? Oh, no. I screwed up, but okay. We may travel back there. If we complete this contract that we currently have, we may be able to travel right back and still deal with it. There's potential, let's say. Now, Azazel, if we tunnel close to you, will you be willing to move towards us and fight us, or will you still run? Oh! He intercepted us. I'm pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting that. Why, thank you, Azazel. I really appreciate that. This works very much in our favor. Die.
Let's show them what you do for a living! Killing!
Oh, he looks so happy. Anyway, here we go, and I gotta say, I am so proud of the AI here, slash Azazel, for doing the interception thing and actually being willing to fight us on the field rather than run away. Unlike the Fecondites and, well, I mean, the Fecondites got ambushed, but Brass Keep, there was no way they would have sallied out, and the Imperials we were besieging as well in the previous episode, so good job to Azazel. Good job indeed. Let's see how we do here. He does have quite a few of those Marauders with Hell Scourges, so that's a lot of poison on him. I'm going to be debuffing us. I'm really used to the Hell Scourges in SFO, which have that Overwhelm trait, rather than the poison, and in SFO, Overwhelm is a pretty darn nasty trait. And Hell Scourges are kind of meh, but I was pretty curious last time I played Chaos, well, at least in SFO, to see how we could make a sort of opposite of SLAANESH army with a sort of tanking focus, with a pile of Hell Scourges as well as other buffing units, and it worked out pretty well, which was kind of interesting. A slow SLAANESH army as opposed to the sort of fast SLAANESH armies that we generally be used to. Anyway, Lead Belchers and our Scrap Launcher continue firing upon the enemy, and getting a little bit of help from our Noblars as well, the Bogglers of the Mad Marshes. And they do have poison on their range attacks as well, which is quite helpful. Lead Belchers and Infinidaggers, which is what I call the ammunition from the Nobblers, taking apart those poor Marauder horses. And it does look like Azazel is heading into the fight. He does not move directly towards Golgi, but that's going to work out just fine for us, as he's going to land, and that's where Golgi will move and hunt him down. On the flanks, we are able to defend against the enemy fast movers, specifically the enemy Seeker Chariots, and there are 2 units of them, I believe. One just got obliterated over on this side, and the other one is caught by our other units. I was wondering whether the Saber Tusks would be particularly useful in this particular army, and at least with regards to attacking the chariots, it does seem like they will be. Anyway, the flanks are secure, but I think the major portion of the fight might actually be in the center, because that's a lot of units over there. Golgi has found Mr. Azazel, and they are engaged in a fight, and Urnon's Thunderbolt will come down and hit a few of the enemy Marauders and Demonettes and whatnot, while Golgi continues whacking away at Azazel, and not in a good way. In the main portion of both armies, the centers have collided. Our units of Lead Belchers are providing support by attacking the enemy Chaos Warriors of SLAANESH, specifically the non-Hell Scourge kind, as they're going to be a lot more threatening. Unfortunately, the enemy does have a unit of Chosen in here as well, but they are sort of blocked by our own Ogre units, and thus we won't be able to support them. Nice volley from the Lead Belchers, obliterating the remnants of the Marauder horses that have attempted to rally. And it looks like Azazel is finally willing to give Golgi a proper fight. They both peeled away from their forces, and Azazel will begin to melt away. Ooh, nice. And oh, it looks like that ground smash was the execution attack, as Azazel will fall to the Man-Eater. Last of the Seeker Chariots will similarly be stomped on, crushed. I want to say crumped, but we're not orcs. And the battle shifts very much in our favor to about 70%. Lead Belchers continue to provide support, and once again proving just how valuable even a single one of them is in our army. The enemy Chosen are being a little bit more tough to bring down than the rest of the enemy Warriors and Marauders for obvious reasons, but this is why we committed our Man-Eaters to this side to deal with them, and by the looks of it, they are doing fairly well at it. The enemy center is by and large looking like they're going to collapse. A few of the units of Marauders are rushing away from the center, and we should be able to gun them down / scrap launch them down to prevent them from rallying as well. Plus, since this is an interception, the enemy army should be destroyed should we win the battle. I don't think those Marauders are coming back. Enemy center completely collapses, the enemy flanks collapse, and with that it looks like Azazel's gambit has failed, his interception has failed, and the battle is ours. Ow! Huh. I also noticed that we have the corruption lighting underground as well. Well, I guess the corruption would probably seep below ground as well. This is most likely actually due to the skybox and the water. Huh. The water here is probably reflecting a sky that doesn't exist, or at least the water isn't reflecting the cavern or the cavern wall and the cavern ceiling above, but instead reflecting the sky, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, still makes it nice because I actually like seeing the corruption underground as well. Anyway, the battle is ours. We're going to chase a few more enemy units just to see if we can't get a little bit more in the way of rewards for it. I'm not entirely sure whether that'll be the case or not since the enemy army is destroyed, but it can't hurt. Either way, we'll do it off screen. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know why Azazel thought that that was going to go well for him, but, well, obviously it did not. Ransom captives process meat. It's a little bit of healing, but I'm gonna say keep on getting that meat. Can't beat meat. I mean, you can't, but anyway. Process the meat, please. Enemy killed in battle. Talisman of protection. Big name unlocked for Golgi. Income from all buildings in local region. More importantly, weapon strength plus 3% for lords and embedded heroes. More power to you, Golgi, my friend. Next up, what do we got? 327 out of 555, eh? Taking the Tower of Khrakk will maybe do this for us. Can grab Hamathane Frost as well. There's potential for it. And, ooh, Azazel, why thank you. You've put us to level 12. Now, first of all, this gives us Witness Me. Damage resistance plus 20% if Golgi is... Wait, when a battle with 4 regiments of renown in your art... Well, that's buggy. Huh. Okay, well, that's bug, but this isn't the release build, so it probably is because of that it is like that. That's fine. More importantly, and this is what Azazel did for us. Been there, done that. Unit causes terror. If a unit causes terror, they get severely debuffed, which is pretty nice. Alright, it's from Experienced Killer, plus additional buffs in terms of damage for Golgi himself. Man-eater material, a recruitment rank plus 3 for man-eaters, melee attack plus 5, and causes terror for them, which is great since we're about to get bunches of them. And oh! We get immunity to contact effects out of this. Oh, fantastic. I was thinking we'd have to go all the way up north to hunt down epidemias for immunity to contact effects. It's such a good trait, but it looks like we just got this. Iron Stomach, plus the casualty or punishment trait and upkeep are both fantastic as well. And Fight, Loot, Eat, Repeat. Replenishes 20% campaign movement range after winning. Beautiful. More meat, more income, more everything. Mercenary of Renown. Unbreakable for all regiments of renown, and melee attack and defense plus 5. And lastly, easy come, easy go, 3 random abilities via ancillaries per battle. A little bit of gambling. Mercenaries, they like to gamble, I'm sure. Alright. That was decent, and we got additional meat. So, Norden Camp. What, if anything, do we want to build here? I mean, I guess we should probably build the fire belly thing. We're working on the bounty pot. And we could build the Mournfang Cage. I'm not sure that we need it here. What are we missing here? We have the Bullpen and we have the Pack Cave. We don't have the Nobbler thing. We have space for 2 more things, though. I feel like we could build the Nobbler thing in another camp. This is gonna be our big and powerful camp. I mean, I suppose we could also delete one of these things, but... I don't think we can sacrifice capacity, that's the thing. Every single building, or every single building that offers us any kind of capacity needs to be built in every single camp, essentially. Meaning, got store here, and I guess we finish up with... I haven't decided yet. I mean, either way, we want to pack this up, so we want to be careful about overbuilding right now. Oh, We could build the camp bowl for support now that we have a little bit of extra meat. Yeah, sure, why not? Transfer meat to Norden camp. Let's do you, I don't know, like 500, 300, whatever, transfer. Like so. And, oh, we could build a bounty tent as well. There's still a bunch of stuff that, you know what, fine. Just transfer more. May as well. If we're taking the time to wait for the camp to build up anyway. And, oh, we want to stay over the max, so let's do, like, 550. And I know I'm prioritizing this camp over the other one, but, you know. Well, this camp can actually defend itself, so it's less likely that it gets destroyed. Let's increase our hunter capacity. Let's increase our bruiser capacity. And this will take 4 turns, so we should transfer just enough to build this. Oh, but if this takes Golgi down to... Oh, you have some free meat. Well, why not? Let's transfer your stuff to the Northern camp as well, like so. And that'll be enough to upgrade you. And then in 4 turns, all of this will be complete. Sure, we could build another thing, but there we go. That was a lot of meat expenditure. Oh. You have some meat expenditure as well. Well, I was gonna pack you up, though. You know what? I think this one's kind of in danger, so we're gonna pack you up and then have you stick around with Golgi for now. Back up camp. Yes. Alright, camp packed, and out of curiosity... We got 5 turns until it can be redeployed. Damn, that does take a while. Unless I'm mistaken, wait. Can camp... Is this the only way that camps can move? Yeah, I think it is. I was wondering if they could move in another manner. But all good. Alright, Mr. Gaunt. You need to keep building. Oh, for the love of your raiding again. It didn't raid, did it? I don't know. Whatever. Ogre Bulls, they just get fooled every turn, and Global's already accessed. Alright, we better not lose that camp. We gotta put some expensive stuff in there. Next up, we got Tex. Whetstones, or do we want to go some stuff in here? Attrition, you know what? We are kind of traveling up north right now. Maybe we should go for Warpstone Rub for the casualty punishment rate reduction. Diplomatic relations, construction costs. Ooh, hero capacity for bruisers. Wait. Hero capacity for firebellies. Okay, so there is some good stuff on this side. We should probably increase our camp capacity as well, but it's the hero capacity that could go into every army. Since our heroes are pretty strong, we got butchers and hunters over on this side, so we should start going through these portions of the trees. Alright. The earlier we level the heroes, the more big names we get, the more good stuff we get. We'll probably also get another lord up and running, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. End turn. Let's see if we can't get to the Tower of Khrakk. Or see what Hamathane Frost does. I doubt that he's going to go towards us, but who knows? Maybe he'll try to intercept us in the same way that... oh, they're going to abandon the Tower of Khrakk. Big mistake. Somebody also suggested that they're... Oh, almost done. Somebody also suggested that there may be a special building for us at the Moot. Which is possible. It is the Empire's breadbasket after all, so we can go buy it with Mr. Gaunt here fairly soon as his army is nearing completion. What is this? Challenge him. Gulator Viletide. Sure. And bounty aborted. Oh, the second one from Kazakh, because I guess Boris got destroyed. I'm kind of regretting not taking that, but oh well. Then we would have missed out on the interception. So, not necessarily a bad thing. You go here. This will prevent us from taking various kinds of attrition. We'll hit the Tower of Khrakk next turn, and then we'll do whatever it is we want to do. Amateur discovered my tiny horse. Your scouts stumble across a secret valley, home to a diminutive and hitherto undiscovered equine species. Their hides are all the colors of the rainbow, their manes are long and vibrant, their eyes are huge and kindly. Truly they are a wonder. By nightfall, every one of them is in the pot. I thought it was going to go with something about it being a Tzeentchian thing. In 10 battles with any single hero. We still need to assassinate somebody, don't we? Gotta get Bragg on the field. Any character. I'm not even seeing any heroes around that we can assassinate. I'm perfectly willing to separate one of these guys out to try the assassinations, but it's just not possible yet. Anyway, replenish troops. Beastmaster. Bruiser, anything neat for you, buddy? Guess we'll get you sword nobblers. And healthy appetite, I guess? Yeah, sure. And we could save their points for rank 12 as well, but I just don't feel like it. And are you back in raiding camp? Yes, you are. And did you raid last turn? No, you didn't. Alright, but we're still waiting, and we're not building the Nobbler thing. I mean, I guess we could build it temporarily. I really doubt that anybody's going to attack the camp. That's the only thing that we're missing, right? We have the Mournfang cage right here. No, that's the Gorger cave. We don't have the Mournfang cage. Probably more important than this thing. Oh, I do like the scrap launchers. Wait, which building are iron ballasters? Oh, they're built out of the same as the lead belchers. Alright, that's fine. Alright, anyway, let's end the turn. I didn't forget anything. Probably forgot to recruit and stuff, but I just wanted to go towards the Tower of Khrakk. And you know what? Advancing a few turns extra. Oh, he's gonna defend. Beautiful. I was worried that it wouldn't be a proper fight, but it looks like Mr. Gullator is going to make it one. Non-aggression pact with Aldebrand Ludenhof. Yeah, sure. All right, we have trading capabilities now. Why not? And we do have a headquarters in Brass Keep after all. Somebody suggested that in the comments as well, and I like the idea. Sign a non-aggression pact, lovely. And Eastern Riverlords destroyed, not our concern. Another mission aborted, why? Either Khrakk is dead or Lorelorn is destroyed. Or maybe the turns got completed, I'm not sure. Let's take another look at the bounties. That one got aborted. Eliminate Morlock. Character. Huh. I'm wondering if that's a character that we can assassinate, like if it's a hero, because if it is, it'll work out nicely for us. Anyway, you, sir. You can turn off tunneling stance, cancel offering. I mean, I guess we could, I was about to say we could move and then cancel it after. Am I going to remember afterwards? I don't know. I wouldn't put it past me to forget. Let's just make sure that we... We could build some regular man-eaters to sort of be the, You know, let's do this. I would like this army to be completed. It's going to be expensive, but we're not going to put regular man-eaters in the other army anyway. Or we could just fill it up with nobblers. You know what? We don't know that this army is going to encounter too many things, so let's just do some nobblers. I also don't know what exactly this army is going to look like after. You know what? 2 man-eaters. Why? Because this army is going to need a little bit of a hammer, and then we'll need you to have a mage as soon as possible as well. Speaking of, we have butchers. We're going to take the Maw-Great Butcher, I think. Ooh. Or do we go beasts? This army is kind of beastly, but the beasts... Beast lore might be better for a Nobbler army. I'll just double check here. So this gives Toothcracker, which would be decent for the Nobbler army as well, but all the healing and stuff would be a lot better for the actual ogres. Big Daddy, Tactician. I just want to see what we have here. Strong, Flabby. Ooh. Flabby's pretty decent. Death, I don't think so, at least not for this army. Kinda like the Beast ones more. Though neither one is going to be particularly useful for a mage. This is a very important decision, which is why I'm taking 8 million years for it. I could always build a Butcher of Great Maw. You know what? I'm going to go with one of these guys. Let's get the additional armor on you. 20 armor and 15 mass. Let's do this crud. Since there's so many beasts in this army, you should have a beast lore guy. Anyway, now it's time at last to attack. So, assuming you can't set up the camp? Nope. We'll have to fight without it. And Pyrrhic victory, I mean... No. Okay, this is kind of cheesy, but it's really stupid that they can take... So, as I recall, if they take a unit in a settlement, that unit will die. Like, it's guaranteed to die. There's no counterplay to it, and also, I don't think we have any anti-SLAANESH things, but yeah, I don't want to lose the lead belchers that way. I really don't want to lose the Nobbler scrap launcher that way either, but... I don't want to go over cheesy, so we're going to let it happen. As unfortunate as it may be. Banner of Swiftness, we'll put it on Golgi for now. And away we go.
Time to earn your living. Kill them, eat them, tear them apart.
Alrighty, ooh, and it looks like the enemy will immediately hit us with a Spirit Leech. Fortunately, our regeneration should be able to deal with that just fine, at least until we hit the healing cap. I suppose it does depend on how many of those Spirit Leeches the enemy is willing to drop on us, but again, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Anyway, here we go, the presumably last stand of the Ecstatic Legions. Looks like we're doing a decent job of freeing the Empire and the northern, well, the Kislev of Chaos, as the Ecstatic Legions will follow the Fecondates into destruction. We're going to, unfortunately, if we should win, regardless, I guess, lose our unit of, or our Nobbler scrap launcher. And yeah, we could have done the cheesy thing and, you know, repeated the sort of siege, unsiege repeatedly until the unit was not taken away from us, but I figured I already did it once. I just really didn't want to lose those units of lead belchers. Let's just pretend that they were held back. They were seduced, but they were held back. But the Nobbler scrap launcher was quick enough and just sort of drove away from the rest of the army. And yeah, it'll be a little bit of an annoyance to replace it, but at least this way the SLAANESH actually get to use their abilities. So we allowed them to keep the scrap launcher, and we'll lose it and we'll replace it with another or something else. Anyway, Golgi has nearly broken through the wall. Pro tip from the past couple of sieges, it seems that it's much faster to have a single ogre, lord, or hero attack a wall than two at a time. Because of the way that pathing is wonky, it seems that when two lords or a hero attack at the same location, they get into each other's way constantly, meaning both of them hit a lot less than one does by himself. So, yeah. Anyway, we've broken through in two sides now. It looks like Furies are going to touch down, surprisingly, or at least attempt to touch down in the middle of the fight. I suppose they could probably rip a few of those Nobblers apart, but we hardly care. Nice to see those, pigback riders fight. You know, I think after our current army that's going south to try to find Scrag, and we'll maybe focus on the Nobbler army next. Because in late game, they're not going to be as useful, so we want to get some mileage out of them. And they're not just going to be Nobblers, of course, but they're going to be very Nobbler heavy. I just haven't decided what kind of lord should lead them. I've been yammering a lot this particular episode. Tends to happen when I get excited, but I'm having a lot of fun with this. Which is a good thing in my book. Anyway, we've broken through in two places now, and it's once again a big old brawl. The gate is down. Does look like the enemy Chaos Furies did manage to kill off a few of the Bogglers of the Mad Marshes, 50 of them, in fact. And I'm kind of surprised that they decided to go for them rather than for the lead belchers. But I guess they're both technically range units, so somewhat makes sense. It's just that we don't really care about the losses of the Nobblers. Anyway, the brawl continues. Of course, the scrap launcher has been firing away periodically at us. Not so many kills so far, but a solid 3k damage, 3.5k damage, and 7 kills now. You gotta remember that the Ogre Bulls are fragile enough that the scrap launcher can still do plenty of damage to them. Obviously, if these were Iron Guts or one of the more elite units of Ogres, it would be a lot less threatening. But against the Bulls, we can certainly take some hurt. And Uzul, the Exalted Hero. Man, there's a lot of Uzuls running around lately, isn't there? Though this one, by the looks of it, won't be surviving too much longer, as Golgi is handling him with no problem at all. And by the looks of it, he's broken, terrified, and is just going to attempt to book it on out of there. The Ogres using their mass to make it further and further into the enemy formation, with the enemy primarily here at least composed of Marauders rather than Chaos Warriors. We don't have to worry as much about the enemy infantry surrounding and killing off individual Ogres, because the Marauders aren't going to be as hard-hitting anyway. Just a matter of time now. Of course, we are still somewhat surrounded, and it looks like the enemy has brought up a pretty solid flanking attack here on Marauder Spears in combination with Trolls and a unit of Marauder Horsemen with Javelins. Liable to take some damage, and as we can see, the Ogre Bulls on the left flank have suffered about half of their HP and damage. Over on this side, the enemy Lord leading 2 units of Trolls in a sort of infantry on monstrous infantry versus monstrous infantry clash, with of course Chaos Warrior support as the Lord's personal guard. Once again, just like the time that we fought the Fecundites, the enemy Mage Lord is keeping well away from Golgi. But that's alright. Golgi's taking care of the enemy Exalted Hero, and we'll send somebody to deal with the enemy Lord shortly. And just gotta break through the piles of Chaos Warriors in between the Ogres, smashing them asunder, and the Uranon's Thunderbolts dropping from our Mage. It shouldn't be too much longer. There we go. Looks like our Bruiser is looking to break through the line of Chaos Warriors. I wonder if he has any unique animations for killing infantry. Or does he use the Tyrant animation? I don't think Tyrants have an Iron Fist. I don't remember. Oh, we'll build the Tyrant to lead one of our armies shortly. Ooh, there we go. Very nice. Not quite as brutal and dervishy as Golgi, perhaps. But it's kind of hard to match his energy anyway. Alright, balance power is up to about 70% in our favor, with Golgi defending the hard-hitting flank over on the left flank. The left flank there. It looks like the enemy failed. The enemy Lord has at last been found by our Bruiser, and though there are a few Chaos Warriors defending him, the Bruiser should have no problem in dealing with a Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Granted, the Chaos Sorcerer Lords are decent melee fighters, but I'm not going to win against the melee specialist. Do Bruisers have the Duelist trait? Just out of curiosity. Iron Fist Armored and Anti-Infantry. No, but pretty decent at dueling by the looks of it. And they're pretty chunky as well, with 6,000 HP on them, for example, compared to the 3.8k on the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Anyway, the balance of power shifts about 80% in our favor. Looks like the battle is very nearly ours. We're firing at our own scrap launcher now with our lead belchers just to try to make it run, though it did probably do the most damage of the enemy army. 13.5k. Very solid. And they got plenty of work out of it. Funnily enough, because of the angles and the shallow arc of the lead belchers firing, if the enemy had taken our lead belchers, they probably would have done less damage than the scrap launcher did. And there we go, a few more volleys from the scrap launchers into those units that are attempting to escape. Bounce power about 90% in our favor. And it looks like just need to force whatever other units are still fighting to rout. Marauder horses decide to, for some reason, join the melee, but not to worry, we can send the saber tusks after them to actually chase them down now. Before the lead belchers and the scrap launcher were the only way we could chase the chase them with gunfire. The enemy fast units down. But just a couple of these saber tusks will do it for us. And there we go. With that, the enemy army will break. The Ecstatic Legion's last citadel will fall. And I do believe the contract should be complete as well. Nicely done, Golgi. Alright, there we go, another lovely little fight with plenty of meat and money as rewards. Could have gotten even more if one of our camps was nearby, but alas, well, we've got a few more turns and we need more camp capacity as well. Anyway, looks like once again the Butcher of the Heavens is really helping out with those Ruinous Thunderbolts. I'm still not sure whether we will keep the Heavens Butcher in this particular army, rather than replacing him with a Maw Butcher just for the additional healing, but I will think about it. I'm getting kind of attached due to his usefulness. Once again, Pigback Riders doing solid, and they're ranking up as well, so we can probably split them off into a Nobbler heavy army relatively shortly. I'm having a surprising amount of fun. Surprising mostly because of the, well, with the original Ogre release. But anyway, looking like we got a lot of good improvements. We could get 370 meter, we could gift it to client. I mean, we're not looking to keep it anyway. What happens if we sack it? Are we still able to gift it to client after? Oh, but then we won't be able to complete the, you know, let's just do this. I'm tempted. Ooh, it's 600 meat though. And it'll still complete the contract. Maybe we just raise the Tower of Khrakk. It's not like we really care about the Brotherhood of the Bear. Certainly it's at a lot of cost, but the meat is more valuable to us. Raise. And oh, we can't encamp, so we're going to suffer attrition no matter where here. That's a bit unfortunate. Causes attrition enemy armies in local province. I was just wondering whether there would be an anti-attrition thing, but anyway, at least we completed that. Challenge them. Gold to Viltide, more money, more meat, diplomatic relations, enemy killed in battle, long drawn Slayer pirates.
Golgfag Maneater.
We need to be in our own territory in order to recruit regiments of renown, don't we? So we can only do so at the Brass Keep. I mean, I suppose we could have somebody hang out there. I'm gonna grab this flabby hunter as well. Piggyback Knights. A satisfied client. Ooh, and that means we do have another mercenary contract to choose. And wait. Oh, we can end it early or not. Well, that's a question. Ooh, hello. Available contracts target Throat the Unclean. We were going to do that anyway for his defeat trait. Can't occupy this, can we? You know what? Temporarily colonize so we don't suffer attrition. It's not like it's going to cost us a lot. We can also transfer this over. I'm not going to invest anything in it. This way we get to heal to full. It's a much better use of our time. And Epidemius is right here, even though we already have the trait for ourselves. Anyway, let's go with Keep Walking for the additional campaign movement range. Yeah, we want greater girth, but we'll get it later for the buffs for Golgi. It's not like he really needs them right now. More replenished troops for the Butcher. And the Bruiser is now rank 10, who has the same stuff, but will go for training as well. Keep our troops growing. Lovely. And wait, this means we can grab the long-drawn Slayer pirates. They'd be so tiny, but they could work with our arrangements. But I figured we'd probably put them in the ranged army. And we did lose the whatchamacallit on the scrap launcher. I'm just see. Aha! We have the Eshin Man-eater add to rank 18. And Reglad's Armored Ogres, Powder Guts, Man-eaters, Ogre Pistols, so we need those, but that's rank 20, so it's fairly far away. Let's get the Pigback Riders, just for now. Like I said, we're going to split these guys off into a Nobbler-centric army. We just need to figure out who is gonna lead them. Maybe a Slaughtermaster just to be able to get access to magic immediately. Although, I don't remember whether Tyrants buff Nobblers in particular in any way, so we should probably find that out. Also, the camp has leveled, quite a bit. I should have checked that. If anybody was yelling at the screen, my bad. Recruitment cost reduction, Draft Master. There we go. Meat gain plus 50%. Damn, 150% armies in the circle, yes. That'll make it easier to, well, get more meat and build the camp up. I'm also really liking the fact that this is going to enable us to get elite units really, really soon, like a lot sooner than I was expecting. It's turn 12, we will have tier 4 in 2 turns. That's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying it very much. In fact, it may behoove us to not pack up the whole gate. Damn it! Instead, YouTube, please, don't hurt me. Somebody said I would accidentally say that the name of the ogre who must not be named accidentally in the comments last episode, and you jinxed me. Are you happy? Well, we'll see. Anyway, Golgi. Do we build stuff? I wonder how much it'll cost to go straight to tier 5. 600, quite a bit. Quite a bit. I'll think about it. We will, however, want to build up 4 turns. Could build some man-eaters in this sort of place just to... Oh. You're gonna be done shortly. Plus a mage, so we can send you out and get another army going. I'm just trying to plan for the future. You know what? We'll plan for the future. I'll plan for the future between the episodes, and you guys let me know what you think we should do there, although I feel like it's somewhat obvious. Next episode, we are going to go for Throt the Unclean, probably end this contract early, because frankly the Sarl aren't going to be a major threat. Go for Throt the Unclean and try to grab his defeat trait. This army is going to start moving southward to Khrakk, and we'll start building a 3rd army to move towards Greasus Goldtooth there. More ogres to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments and names and whatever below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.